Hey, good evening. Um, from cold England is another market recap. Okay, so today I was working by I was working by the ETNs. What are ETNs? I think crypto ETNs actually that's actually coming into force in I think in the UK, which is I think is it the 6th of October? I think it's about 6th of October really. So it's just an alternative way to invest in crypto without having to buy crypto itself. But I'm not going to go too much into it at all. Personally, if you want to get crypto, look, just go get a damn coin, full stop. Okay. And now today, I'm just going to share my screen quickly. And this is amazing news. This market is one for history. And boom, look at that. We just keep shattering all-time highs. It just wouldn't stop. The market does not know how to stop. I think I read something about this pie for the first time. Hitting, yeah, I did talk about 668 few videos ago, being the magic number, and boom, the market just does not know how to stop. The break does not work. So um, I will say it's like I said again, this one for the record. It's just another all-time high. President Trump has talked about how we're going to be, we're never going to get tired of winning. And right now, I don't think anyone is tired of winning. So the only difference is you just need to know when to stop, know when to walk away, know when to run. Like this song says in the Gamblers anthem. Ken Rogers, I keep talking about that. I think one of the key things here is, the breadth of the market is actually important. You got to look at advances versus decliners. I tend to look at that every day. It's not really what I'm trying to talk about today, but how many stocks are participating in the move up, and it tells you whether this rally is just being led by quite a few or more. So I think there are times when I feel like it's not actually a spread, but what we've got to understand is this is mostly AI driven. And speaking of AI driven markets, um, I think I'm quickly going to go into that. But one thing you've got to understand is that I think once you know that the stocks go up on bad beats for the economy, then you've learned that this whole system could be upside down. So sometimes, they have a bad beat, it goes up. They have a good beat, it goes down. So the fact that they beat the earnings does not, or the company beat earnings does not guarantee that the market's going to go up. So that's something people need to understand. And of course you do have some people who just get gambling anyway, but that's by the way. I saw another news about Buffett in talks to buy Oxychem division for $10 billion. And it's quite funny actually because Oxy, how's that doing? I think that's been at 47 for a while now. So let's see. Yep. And if you look at this trend for a while, Oxy's been at 47 for a long while, but it's just about to reclaim. I think Buffett bought at a higher price than this. I remember then, and it hasn't been a great deal. But look, no one alive right here has got the performance of Buffett or has got the stay power. So Warren Buffett is not looking at the market on a day-to-day basis. He's happy and with his purchase, and that's what it is. Also, in another news, the king of SPAC is back, Chamath. He hasn't got a great record with people. Chamath of 2020. Many of the SPACs did not do as great, unfortunately. But again, he's back. I think if you know how to play them, look, he goes up, you short it if he hasn't got a great business, really. Some of them haven't done well. I think the majority of them haven't done well. He hasn't got a good reputation with the people. But anyway, he's back. And oh, speaking of the Oxy again, I think the 10 billion here, it will significantly help them accelerate the debt reduction efforts. And yeah, I think like I said, about 47.3-ish it's been the fair price for this. Well, it's been the relatively stable price for this stock at the moment. But when you get a golden pro, when you get a golden cross, if you know how to play that, it's a go. You go for the kill. I think the key thing I want to talk about or I want to mention is Sam Altman. He's talking about, he's from OpenAI, or CEO of OpenAI. He's talking about he's going to have a dev day on the 6th of October. And on this day, what's it going to be? I believe he owns 9% of Reddit. And you know, a theme drives every market. But in this case, we're not even talking about a theme driving every market, but we're talking about Sam Altman. A theme drives a market, but I think, is this going to go for AI? I mean, is it going to disrupt quite a few companies? What is gonna happen as a result of that? Meta is one to watch out for. I don't think it's gonna kill Meta, of course, but is it gonna disrupt Meta? It was yesterday it released. There was a news line or article that was released about Meta about AI social media. There you go, AI social media, and and of course, I think the other thing Sam Altman wants to do is he wants to see how they can monetize, you know, ChatGPT, Open AI. So he's gonna have to disrupt a few companies are going. I don't know who is gonna stay or who's gonna go, but I just know that if you haven't got the AI factor, because AI seems, of course, is here to stay. Is if you haven't got the AI factor in your business, then unfortunately your business would not stay. It would not last long. It's just as simple as that. We can see one of these guys. I mean, someone did talk about Adobe earlier today. I just keep thinking, what on earth is going on? It's just can't look. That's the double top right there formation, and it's just flushed all the way since, and it just can't get to stay there. So that's Adobe right there. I think another one. So that's that one. Oh, also there's the CRM, which I'm surprised really. We would have thought CRM actually advertise now. Keep talking about they are AI, but you don't really see companies advertise calling themselves AI. But look, this is CRM again, another double top formation right there, and it just seems like it's crushing. We don't know when these guys they just can't catch a break. Also, there's is it Amazon talking about something there, talking it's trying to get into the grocery business. I don't know how big deal of a deal this will be. It's not a major news. And I was looking at Amazon actually and see how does it affect anything, mostly in America, because I think they closed the grocery division in the UK a couple of days ago. Look, Amazon, it didn't really move the needle as much, so I don't think it's much of a deal breaker for Amazon. Um, what about a few of the competitors? Target maybe, Walmart. I don't really know how much. Like I said again, not much of it has been released. Look, Targets again is one which just can't catch a break. It's just been collapsing ever since all year today, or all year, and even till today can't get to nine to 100 or stay. Another one was this was actually this was railing on social media. Musk telling everyone to cancel their Netflix account. I think he posted that he canceled his. This I don't know how big of a rumor this is. Someone talking about, oh, Elon Musk can start his own streaming channel. Look, how many companies can he start? I don't know. Does it really have the time? It's not about the money. It's about the time and energy to make it successful. But Netflix, how has that been doing so far? Netflix hasn't yeah, doesn't look like Netflix been doing a lot. I mean, it went all-time high, but it's just around stayed there and it's about 200 points down. But Tesla, on the other hand, it's been going amazing. But again, different businesses because Tesla is again now the pivot from cars right into AI. So that's a good one here. I think the key or the main story for me is gold. Gold is at 45% year to date, and it just keeps crushing everything. Look, China's been buying aggressively, Russia's been buying gold aggressively, and gold just keep punching. I think there's been a $5,000 price target being called here. I got tired of raising the price target. I remember when this was at 2,700, and I just did not know how far it could go. So 47% year to date for gold. This is this is just one of amazing. amazing run he has been making. But compared to someone called it the total, but compared to Bitcoin, which surprised me really because I would have thought Bitcoin would have been a lot more impressive. But Bitcoin this year has only done what, 19%, which yeah, Bitcoin has just about done about 13, 14%. Yeah, year to oh, sorry, 24, 26% year to date. So it's not as impressive as gold. But I mean, if we're gonna look at the crushing from the April lows, yes, you could say it's almost 90 something percent. But yeah, but it doesn't work that. We got to look at it from January. So that hasn't been great. What else? What else? What else? What else was I looking at? Yeah, so yeah, Bitcoin hasn't been great. But anyway, the market's been, things have been a bit quiet. I think the key indices have been moving up, but generally, I think this week has been a little bit, hasn't been as widespread. I think the breadth and the internals, they're not correlating. It's just been all sorts, moving all different sorts for now anyway. So it's not been exciting for me. Then again, the government shutdown is still on. And with the government shutdown, we're not really getting as much data. I mean, today we did have was it ADP job reports? Yes, not much of a market mover, to be honest. So not a lot going on right there. And but I will say though, it's not been down. I think this is the 1st of October. It's been a great start to the month, to the new month. October normally is about the third bullish month in the year. So, and then in about 9 more days, we're gonna get buzzing again. We got earnings coming on, the real earnings gonna start coming on, and then there will be a bit more volatility in the market. Of course, volatility could be up or down. So yes, I think we'll we're warming up our hands for that moment, and then we'll take it from there. So, but until then, trade wise, do not gamble. All right, and have a good night.